Class, I'm going to teach you the causative get and have. So at the top of your notebook, write that. Causative get and have. Let me give you an example first, and then I'm going to explain that example. I live alone. I have a very small apartment, and whenever I need help with something, I usually do it myself, but sometimes I like to ask my grandfather to help me. He's a little old, he's 70 years old, but he's still like strong, and he walks, he likes to work, you know, I think he's a workaholic. So sometimes, you know, I tell him, hey, grandpa, would you like to help me with this? And I'll pay you. Of course, I pay him. And he says, yes, I'll come help you, because he likes to work and he likes to make money. He doesn't like to be at home. So I do this. He's really good at painting. So I always get my grandpa to paint my walls. I always get my grandpa to paint my walls. Now, what does that mean? Now, what does that mean? Because if you think about it, if you try to translate this to Spanish, it's kind of weird. Yo siempre consigo mi abuelo pintar mis paredes. It's kind of weird, no? Well, there is no direct translation to Spanish. You can understand it. I'm pretty sure all of you are really smart. But what does this mean? One, it means I ask my grandpa to do something. In this case, to paint my walls. It could also mean I pay my grandpa to do something. Like in this case, I pay him to paint my walls. Or it could mean I persuade my grandpa to do something. Now, with persuasion, hold on. With persuasion is kind of like, you know, convincing the person. Please, you do a really good job and all of this. And I'm just trying to convince him. Obviously, that's not my case. But depending on the context, you can say it is. You know, I always get my grandpa to paint my walls. Ándale, abuelo, ándale, venga. You know, obviously I don't do that. I pay him, but I am just trying to explain the different uses of the causative get and have. Now, it says causative get and have. I only gave you a sentence with get. Let me tell you a sentence with have that means the exact same thing as this. I always have my grandpa paint my walls. Class, what is the difference between the first sentence and the second sentence? Besides obviously get and have being different, what is the other obvious difference?
Two.
Two, right? And that's true. When we use get, we use two. When we use have, we don't use two. And that's really difficult. It's really difficult. A lot of people, they want to use have my grandpa to paint, have my mom to do, have my cousin to cut my hair. And that's not correct. So let me give you the formula. There are three formulas. I'm going to give you the first two. The first formula is get plus person plus to verb. Okay, get person infinitive. The second formula is have person and just the verb, base verb. Only the base verb. Let me emphasize that. Base verb. So get person infinitive, have person base verb. That's the structure. Now you can change get and you can change have. You can say got, you can say had, or will get, am going to get, am going to have. It can be past, present, or future, but the infinitive and the base verb does not change. Let me give you some examples. I always get my grandpa to paint my walls. That is the present. I could say I got my grandpa to paint my walls. That means I paid him, I convinced him, I asked him in the past. I can also use it for the future. I will get my grandpa to paint my walls. Or I am going to get, I should get, you can even use it with modal verbs. I should get my grandpa to paint my walls. Okay. So yes, the get can change. It can be get, got, will get, should get, will get, am going to get, might get. Yeah. But the infinitive, it doesn't change. It stays the same, no matter the time. The same thing happens with have. I always have my grandpa paint my walls. I had my grandpa paint my walls. I will have my grandpa paint my walls. I should have my grandpa paint my walls. And there is literally no difference between get or have in this context. There's no difference. Both of them mean that I ask, I pay, or I persuade someone to do something. Any questions so far, ladies and gents?
No.
So this is just one way of using the causative get and have. You can also kind of use it in the passive voice-ish. Let me explain. I'm going to say those exact same sentences, but using a different structure. I always get my grandpa to paint my walls. I always get my walls painted by my grandpa. And I'm going to put by my grandpa in parentheses. Okay, and check this out. I always have my grandpa paint my walls. I always have my walls painted by my grandpa. So something interesting happened here. Something interesting happened here. I want to see if you can tell me the formula for this one. This is the third formula. The third formula, you can use get or have. And what goes after get or have? It's not a person.
The receiver.
The receiver. Oh, very good. The receiver, or we call it just the thing. And what goes after the receiver or the thing? The verb in what?
Past participle.
Past participle. Yes. And if you want to, you can put by and the agent. The agent is the person who does the thing. In this case, it would be my grandpa. Remember, we use by if the agent is important. In this case, my grandpa is important. I love him. So I'm going to put by. And the same thing happens. You can change the time of the get, but the other structure stays the same. For example, I got my walls painted. I will get my walls painted. And I should get my walls painted. I put ... so I don't have to write everything. And I always have my walls painted. I had my walls painted. I will have my walls painted. And I should have my walls painted. And guess what? All of these sentences, they mean this. They mean that I got my grandpa to do something, whether it's with money, whether it's asking him, or whether it's like persuading him, like convincing him to do it for me. But what I am trying to say is that I didn't do this. I didn't paint my walls. My walls weren't painted by me. They were painted by my grandpa. So we use this grammar. We use the causative get and have when another person does something for us, whether it's for money or because they're nice. This is when we use the causative get and have. Let me give you some more examples that I want you to work out yourself. Now, I live alone, and on Saturdays, this lady comes to clean my apartment. So obviously I pay her too. I pay a woman to clean my apartment. How can I say this without saying the word pay? I would like for you to use this structure. Let's see, Anita.
I get a woman to clean my apartment.
My apartment. Exactly. That's all it is. It means the same thing. In my case, in my context, it means the same thing. Okay, let's see another one. Paola, how can I say the same thing, but this time using the second formula?
Excuse me?
Yeah, how can I say this, but using the second formula, have person base verb? So I get a woman to clean.
A woman cleaned my apartment.
My apartment. Good.
But I have a question.
Tell me.
But I'm going to say this in Spanish. Es que dice, what does that mean? Entonces ya sabemos que dice, pero ¿para qué sirve?
¿Qué sirve qué?
Eso.
¿Esta gramática?
Sí, o sea, si puedes decirlo de la otra manera o así.
Ok, bueno, en las oraciones que yo te di, significa que yo, bueno, se puede significar que yo le pregunte a mi abuelo por algo, que yo le pago a mi abuelo para hacer algo, o que yo, como, no sé si se diga, si esta sea la palabra correcta, como que yo convenzo a mi abuelo que haga algo por mí. ¿Lo dije bien? Persuadir,
Sí, correcto.
convencer a alguien que haga algo por mí. En este caso estoy hablando yo de mi abuelo, pero lo puedes usar para cualquier persona. Esta gramática se usa cuando quieres expresar que alguien te ayuda con algo, que alguien te ayuda a hacer algo. Ya puede ser porque le pagas o porque te está haciendo el favor o porque convences a esa persona que lo haga. Y es por eso que se usa el get y have causative. Es como una forma menos directa de decir, en vez de decir yo le pago a esta persona, es I get this person. Okay. Yo convencí a esta persona, I got this person. You know, es un poquito más amable y no existe esto en español. O sea, sí lo puedes traducir, pero no como cuidando la estructura y todo eso. Does that make sense, Paola? Cuando alguien hace algo por
Yes.
ti. Okay, thank you. And Suri, are you ready?
Yes.
All right. I want you to make a sentence using the third formula. This is the hardest one. Let's use get. I get.
Uh, mm, my mom.
My mom, no. Change my sentence. Receiver or the thing? What is the thing here? A woman or my apartment?
My apartment.
Okay, so I get my apartment.
Ah, yeah. I get my apartment. ¿Cuál es el past participle?
Come on, it's a regular verb. It's regular. That means you only add ed.
Please.
Cleaned, exactly. And if I wanted to, I could say by a woman. Now, it would be kind of ridiculous for me to say by a woman because I'm saying a woman. I'm not even mentioning her name or anything. It can be this woman, that woman, any woman. But if I said her name, then it would be better. No, I don't know, by Yolanda, by Blanca, by Graciela. If I say her name, then yes, it would be nice to mention her name. But I'm gonna mention it just, I'm gonna mention by a woman just so you can see the structure. All right. So this is the causative get and have. Let's do another one. Let's do another one. This time in the past. In the past. So I convinced my sister to wash the dishes. I convinced my sister to wash the dishes. Jan, how can I say this using the first formula? I got.
I get my sister to wash the dishes.
Excellent, sir. Jenner, how can I say this using the second formula?
I had my sister wash the dishes.
Excellent. And Anita, how can I say this with the third formula?
I got or had wash the dishes.
Hold on,
by
what?
Yes. The thing is wash the dishes.
The thing is not wash. The thing is the dishes.
The dishes wash by my sister.
How do you spell washed?
WASH.
But it's supposed to be in the past participle.
LEED.
Eating. Very good. And I would obviously say by my sister because, well, she is important to me. Remember, we use the agent if it's important. One more. And this time, let's use the future with will. Okay. I will ask my mom to cook dinner. I will ask my mom to cook dinner. How can I use this using the first formula? Adriana, I will get.
I will get my mom to cook dinner.
To cook dinner. Excellent. Paola. Okay, sorry, Suri, you have a question?
Yes.
Go ahead.
May I go to the bathroom?
Oh, yes. Go ahead, go ahead. Thanks for asking. Jasmine, using the second formula.
I will have my mom cook a dinner.
Cook dinner. Excellent. And is there anyone that has not participated? No, right? I think everybody has participated. So let's repeat it then. Jan, the last one, using the third formula.
I will get my mom to cook dinner.
No, the third formula.
I get cooked dinner
Cook is a verb.
Pardon. I get dinner cooked by my mom.
Repeat it again.
By my mom.
No, everything. Repeat it again.
I will get dinner cooked by my mom.
Good. I will get dinner cooked by my mom, or I will have dinner cooked by my mom. Yes, yes, yes. Okay, good. Ladies and gentlemen, do you have any questions or is this clear? It's clear or not?
Yes.
Yes.
All right. So for today, we're going to talk about, well, it is, let me start recording.